Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our British GP Pyramid ranking. I'm Zoe, here with Hannah.
Sup?
I don't think it should be any surprise who's top of the pyramid, but like maybe there's a surprise. Who knows?
Could be.
Do just want to say we've heard your comments and concerns about how you could see through the paper here, so we've tried to rectify that a bit. We'll get thicker paper. We're
workshopping.
Yeah, and we're a what's the word?
Low budget.
Independent
film.
film. So listen, we're doing the best that we can with what we have, and we'll try to improve as we go. At least we have a whiteboard.
True.
Because we didn't have one for forever. Okay, should we just...
what were we doing before?
We were just saying it, and I was gesturing to nothing in the air.
Right.
We're like, NMP10.
So this is a high tech.
This is very high tech. All right, should we just get going? Okay.
Let's go. So in the bottom spot, the Brad Pitt movie title, Formula One. Now, could still be a working title. I just felt like it was so anticlimactic. It just felt like a sponsorship gig.
It did, very much so.
And I'm still looking forward to the movie. I will absolutely still watch it. We are going to be at the movie premiere. It's going to be wonderful. I'll be curious to see if after the feedback they probably got after the teaser trailer was released, if they change the title or add some sort of, headline at the, what is it called?
Like a
subtitle kind of.
Yeah.
Subtitle's wrong, but tagline is the word.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
No.
It was not good. It says nothing to me. It tells me, this is the problem. It tells me that the movie is about Formula One, but it tells me nothing about the story of the film.
Yeah.
What's going on here? What do I need to gather from this? It's just, it felt very, do you know what it felt like?
No.
It felt very ChatGPT. It felt very AI title.
What should we call a movie about Formula One?
F1.
Yeah.
It's like...
And it's not even written. It's just the logo. I don't know. It just felt confusing. I was just like, I've been so excited about
element?
This. Yeah. I think it might change. And if it doesn't,
whatever.
I'm still buying a ticket. Like, I'm not trying to be dramatic about it, but...
Bottom of the pyramid.
Yeah.
Do better, please.
For sure.
All right, number 9.
Coming in at number 9, we've got, unfortunately, Mr. Checo, Sergio Clackers Perez.
Yeah.
I don't know that there was another one.
Was there not? Okay.
We feel like there's 3 names that we have for him that aren't given to him, like they're not on his birth certificate, but we're having trouble.
Well, Checo's not on his birth certificate. We know that. Okay. So I guess that is 3.
Anywho, he had a real rough run of it this time around, has been having a real rough run of it. This time he got stuck in the gravel, was unable to make it into Q2, right?
Started P. Yes. Well, started last because he ended up, which was smart because he was already going to start P19. They just said, let's just change everything under the car so that we'll prevent a future penalty.
Yeah.
And now you'll start in the pit lane. So they made lemons, in quotes, out of lemonade. Yeah. Or the other way around. Made lemonade out of lemons. But they kind of made lemons out of lemonade because they took a perfectly great car and he got, I don't even know where he finished in the race, but it was low.
In the back.
It was not good.
And
not all to his fault.
No.
I mean, obviously the qualifying position was because of a mistake he made, but bad strategy calls on the part of Red Bull. So
yeah, Sean said that he was basically just tire testing for Max.
Yeah, not entirely his fault, but it just has not been. And we said this in our episode. We don't want this to be a rag on Checo situation where every week it's just like Checo at the bottom.
That's just what's going on.
It's just what's going on. It's unfortunate for him. It's not been good. I did just see that Nico Hülkenberg has scored more points in the last 2 races than Checo has scored in the last 6. Whew. Yeah.
That is a stat.
Yeah. It's just a real shocking run of form.
Yeah, it's a real bummer.
It's very insane.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you saw the graphic that came out earlier this week of the average qualifying position of Max, Yuki, Daniel, and Checo over the last 5 races. This is before Silverstone. It would have been this. I mean, it would have still benefited.
Applied.
Yeah. But Max was like 2.4 or something. Yuki's was like 10.8. Daniel's was 11. So they're basically like the same. And then Checo's was 12.4. So of the 4 drivers, Checo has been the worst one.
Toughie
indeed. Okay, number 8, we have Charles Leclerc. Just a rough weekend for Charles Leclerc. Again, not getting into Q3. Had a decent start, it seemed, but then they pitted him too soon for the inters and completely the wrong call.
Yeah.
And
real bummer.
Didn't go anywhere from there. And he's just had really since Monaco.
Yeah, I mean, someone said in the Fan Am chat today, like, I have a feeling he sold his soul to win Monaco. And we've kind of always joked about that. Like, yeah.
I mean, it's basically the universe being like, we'll give you this thing, but then you
have to pull back.
I'm gonna take all these other things.
Yeah, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
It's not an even reciprocation.
No.
For him, it's which makes me worried that he'll never win a world championship.
I know, it's weird.
Yeah. It's not been so good
a real
for
shame.
Him. But
has Adrian Newey been confirmed going to Ferrari yet? I didn't think so.
Well, and he's still in talks with Aston Martin too. So
okay.
We'll have to see how that shakes out.
Jeez.
All right. And the final bottom of the podium goes to Alpine. Just not a great, Esteban kind of got screwed in qualifying and he was pissed actually after qualifying because
there was a lot
the
of
strategy
tension.
Was not good and there was a lot of like kind of wrong strategy calls when it came to qualifying for different people. But what's crazy, okay, this is what's interesting. So Esteban had gotten, if it had like kind of worked for Esteban and he had gotten his final run in on time, the guy in P15 that would have been knocked out, Nico Hülkenberg.
Wow.
Yeah. That goes to show you how crazy, how sometimes it's just if you can squeak by, you can then, wow. So if Esteban had gotten through, Nico would have started in the back.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Well,
so it all matters, all those things. And then you had Pierre, who already was going to start with a penalty and start from the back of the grid. Didn't even get to the lights out, and away we go. Had to DNF. Gearbox. Tough. But
he's got a lap in.
Here,
the Gasly fans got to see him drive by.
Yeah, not one fan, but
one lap. I thought that's what you meant. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes saw him drive by.
But yeah, I mean, because they have been doing decently well over the last few races and getting double points and stuff. It's just interesting how, I mean, this makes sense, but certain tracks, certain teams do really well, and then you move to a different circuit, and then the order completely shifts over. Yeah, it can be it's just interesting how that all shakes out.
Yeah, I wonder if Esteban tampered with the gearbox. I'm kidding. I know he didn't, guys.
And it's starting rumors.
No, I immediately everyone knows I'm kidding.
Yeah, everyone.
But, begs the question.
All right,
number 6. McLaren. So, seemed like they were off to a good start, and then a couple garbage strategy.
Well, yeah, and I don't know that. I mean, third tier, you would say to yourself, they got a podium this week.
Sure.
I think Oscar came in 5th, so like you would think not a bad weekend, but this was a race and a weekend where I think they really could have had a 1-2.
Yeah.
I think they certainly could have had the win, and it feels like self-inflicted wounds.
Yeah,
prevented them from doing as well as they could.
Mm-hmm.
I think they probably should have done better in qualifying, potentially, but still top 3, okay.
Yeah.
But then the race, I mean, the wrong strategy call for Oscar, the wrong tire for Lando.
And his pit stop was pretty long.
And also a lap too late probably.
Yeah.
And just these little things that, and again, still a podium, but I don't know, would you say that McLaren or Red Bull is the fastest car over the course of, I mean, I know that Merc has done well recently, but like,
I'd say McLaren.
You would, yeah. I kind of think McLaren, I
at least with more consistency.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. So
which is fun. Like, it's fun that's
yeah, that's a thing.
I mean, last season there was just like no conversation about that.
Agreed. I know. So I think they'll be kind of upset with themselves that they didn't do more. I wanted to see where they are in the constructors standings.
Third? Or are they lower than
They're
that?
third, I believe, but F1 standings. It is kind of weird that for like with their lack of ability the last few races that Ferrari is still. But I guess like Carlos got a podium last week.
True.
Yeah. So Red Bull has 373. Ferrari has 302 and McLaren has 295. So McLaren's right on Ferrari's heels, just 7 points behind.
Yeah.
And Haas is Haas is 4 points behind VCARB.
Oh wow.
Now.
Good for them.
Yeah, they've like cut that really intensely over the last
awesome.
few weeks. For Haas.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Was Gunter the problem?
Potentially.
I hate that. Okay. Number 5.
Number 5, we have, speaking of, VCARB. Now, it's interesting because I would say from like, well, even sooner than that, but like China, Miami, Monaco, Canada, they were like consistent Q3 car, getting points consistently, whether it was Yuki, Daniel. I don't know if they've had double points this season at the same race, but like it seemed like every week it was like Yuki, Daniel getting points. The last few weeks have been very up and down. I know Daniel got points last week, Yuki got points this week, but they've taken a significant step backwards in terms of qualifying. I don't think they've gotten into Q3 in a while, and the other teams, Haas, Aston Martin did well this week, are catching them, and I don't like seeing, well, obviously because I like Daniel and Yuki, I don't like seeing this at all, but it's always tough when the team brings the upgrades and they go back. Yeah. So they did get a point this week, which whatever, it's 1 point. I don't think that's like it's a point, a point's a point. But I think before we're getting, like 6 points, 4 points, it's not like something to write home about necessarily, but they got to get their stuff together for my sake, for their driver's sake,
and for the last monkey on our backs,
and for the last mother effing monkey off our backs. Okay. Number 4, George Russell. Again, one could argue George does not deserve to be in the 3rd tier because he did get pole position, but DNFing when you're in that position at the British GP, this is not because of George's incompetence. This is just the bad luck that unfortunately happened to George. Yeah. Just tough.
Big bummer all around. But yeah, he did. Yeah, he got pole. He did great, and then he had no choice but to stop, which sucks.
You have no choice but to stop. Okay, let me get up.
Okay, good luck. Be careful. Number 3 is Maximilian Verstappen.
You know what's so weird is that his middle name is a million. His name is Max.
Wait, you're not kidding?
I'm not kidding.
I need you to know that that's brand new information for me.
So for those who don't know, typically they're and I don't know if it's like an American thing. I don't think it is.
Wait, for real?
For real. So typically, there's people that are named Maximilian. That's a first name.
Yeah. I had a teacher named Maximilian.
Yeah. I knew someone named that. And they obviously go by Max, but Max's name is Max, middle name Emilian Verstappen.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. Very, very strange. But anyway,
okay, you learn something new every day, don't you?
Speaking of Max, obviously, didn't qualify super well, had damage. We didn't even talk about that in the race recap.
The floor damage.
Completely forgot about that. But yeah,
it's okay. You all knew it happened.
The floor damage during qualifying that really hampered him, and only could get to P4 in quali.
Which I love that also, like when Max is at his worst, or like the car is at his worst, he's still putting it
in a decent spot.
Yeah. When part of your hair is attached to the mic. Oh, you got it.
Okay. But then the race itself, did decently well, came through, got P2, solid weekend, not obviously his best, and I'm sure he wants more from it. But I would love to know. I mean, there's no way to know, but I would love to know, like, actually which cars were the strong, like the actual fast. And I'm assuming that it was Merc and McLaren that were the 2 fastest cars this weekend, and the fact that Max was still able to then get on the podium.
Yeah.
Despite that,
big deal.
He's one of the best for a reason. So congratulations to Max. And he seemed to be like in good spirits. Sorry.
No.
He seemed to not, I don't know, maybe he was just putting on but he didn't seem too bothered.
I think he's very relaxed. I don't know. He seems like there are some races where I feel like if he feels victimized or like someone took the race from him in a way, he gets really frustrated by that. But like this was just a matter of they did everything that they could, and that's the best that he was able to pull out. Right. And he seems very neutral when stuff like that happens.
Yep, agreed. Okay, sorry. Number 2, we have both Nico Rosberg and Nico Hülkenberg. Now,
double Nico.
Now, we'll start with Hülkenberg, even though I put him second. But obviously, Nico Hülkenberg did a great job. P6 in qualifying, P6 in the race. He's had an excellent run the last 2 races. 20 points in 2 races.
That's
incredibly,
awesome.
Just very, very, very good.
I hope he maintains the momentum, for the rest of the season, but also at Audi. I hope it.
Yeah, just doing a really, really solid job. So hats off to him. And then Nico Rosberg, because Nico Rosberg broke his own curse.
Yep.
The Rosberg curse was broken. For those who don't know, Nico is known for basically predicting. Well, he makes a prediction, and that person never wins. Mm-hmm. And finally, he predicted Lewis Hamilton to win, and Lewis Hamilton won.
Do you think it healed their friendship?
I hope so. You know how badly, I mean, obviously they were going to pick a British presenter, driver X to do the post-race interview. They picked Jenson Button. Obviously, great choice.
Yeah.
But
good choice.
But I
love him.
There was a part of me that kind of was like, where's Nico?
Yeah.
Like,
come on.
Yeah. Is he going to come out of from around the corner? He's going to congratulate. I would have loved to have seen that. This is going to be their reconciliation moment.
Yeah. Maybe someone got a BTS of the reconciliation.
Maybe. But anyway, so congrats to Nico Rosberg for getting that monkey off his back.
Yeah, for real.
I don't think he probably doesn't even
know. And you know
know.
what's interesting? Because I feel like the only way that curse could be broken is by Lewis.
Yeah. Well, I think he's predicted Lewis before, and Lewis hasn't pulled.
I'm pretending that he didn't.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Final place on the podium. Lewis Hamilton. Excellent.
So
I mean,
happy.
There's just not much to say.
There really is.
He did great in qualifying. Didn't get pole, but still P2 wins the race.
Like here it seems like P2 is a better place to start than pole. Is that true?
I don't know about this race particular. I mean, I guess George kept the lead, so it did seem like Lewis was more focused on covering Lando off than he was about going for the front. But I mean, just what can you say?
Fantastic race.
Fantastic.
So exciting. So emotional.
Yeah. I mean, what more could you ever want?
So good.
So congratulations to Lewis. Congratulations to Mercedes and to all of us. If this is your first time witnessing a Lewis Hamilton victory, we did it, and we should all be proud of ourselves.
Amen.
For persevering. Because it's been a long, I told my parents, it felt like the woman at the beginning of Titanic, like it's been 87 years or whatever she says. Yeah. That's how I felt.
Yeah, it's been crazy. We've gone through many lifetimes before this happened.
So much just like pain and anguish, and
frustration,
depression, and
heartache,
sadness, and
now joy. And it does feel better
that you've been through the pain.
Yeah, it makes it
I
sweeter.
Can say that, but
I think it makes it sweeter. I definitely wouldn't have cried if it wasn't as painful to get through,
Yeah. And I know for people that have been watching F1 for a while, they're just like, this was, everyday life for us. But for those of us,
it's like Max going 2.5 years without a win.
That'd be crazy.
Bonkers.
I don't know if Max could do it.
I think Max would say bye.
I think he'd hit the road.
One season without wins, I think he'd be like, look, I gotta go.
Yeah, I'm done with this. Well, we'll see. It could happen at some point. Okay, anything else you want to add before we wrap up the pyramid?
No, but I just wish all of you a happy and healthy break.
Oh, well,
for the next week.
One week break, yeah.
No, I know, but we all need it.
I was like, wait, is there a holiday coming up? I thought you were gonna be like,
no.
Hope everyone had a good 4th of July.
Yeah, just a rest. We all need a rest.
Yeah, we do need a rest, very much so. So we'll be back for the Hungary GP with our pyramid ranking there, and I would love to go back and see how many different people we've had at the top of our pyramid. Like by the end of the season, how many people we've had at the top.
Yeah.
Be fun to kind of keep track of that.
Yeah.
And it would also be fun to see like who ended up at the bottom the most, like the teams and the drivers. Checo and Alpine probably so far.
Yeah, Brad so far. I can't imagine Brad getting, he certainly won't get lower than this, and there's really nowhere to go nowhere to go but up.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. We will see you next time.
Enchante.